Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Chinese tier 10 heavy tank, the 113. Yes, that's right, there is another Chinese tier 10 heavy tank that's not the WZ-11158 or the QL. This is the other Chinese tier 10 heavy tank that you can get on that line. I believe it's actually the one that you have to unlock first with the linear progression system, and that's because it was the first one that came out with the line. And what do I think of the tank before we go into it? I think it's okay. It's an okay tank. I think it's something that's probably been left behind a little bit, if we're honest. And it just needs a little bit of love to make it great again. I'll say great again. To make it good again. Because compared to its brother, the 5.8, which is just ridiculously strong heavy tank, this is not that strong. It's got decent gun handling. It's got a decent reload. Its mobility is the strength of the tank. It's almost like a medium tank with how quick it can go. It's got a solid turret, but its upper plate can be penned by quite a lot of tanks when they're firing the premium at tier 10. The lower plate is pretty decent as well, but it's okay at side scraping as well. Although every time I do it, I seem to get caught in stupid places and get penned and set on fire, which is also a problem for the tank. But it's Chinese, right? It's fairly similar to Russian knockoffs in the fact that all Chinese tanks are the same. They get set on fire very easily. But it's also got a weird thing with it. I say weird thing. It's not something that's that new to a lot of tanks, and that's the fact that it gets 5 degrees of gun depression over the front and 7 degrees over the side. Now, it used to only get 5 all the way around. They buffed it a wee while ago. Actually, they buffed it when they nerfed it, which was weird in 4.6. They gave it more gun depression over the side, but they also nerfed everything about it. And it was like, this tank needed love, not... Anyway, that's 4.6 for you. So, yeah, the 113, I mean, like I say, it's not a bad tank. It's pretty decent, but is it like... should you get this tank over the 5A? No, because the 5A is ridiculous. And then the QL on top of that is even better. But here we are. I know Lira MVP asked for this, so I thought, you know what, I'll give it a few games, we'll play it again, because it's not one that I do actually play all that often, and thought, yeah, that's different enough, let's give it a go. And here we are with 2 games for it. So we're on Pilsen, and we are playing Encounter on it. We've pushed quite aggressively on this side. They don't really seem to have sent that many people this way. We've got this CS-59 over here, we've got a Type 4 heavy behind the buildings at B7, but they've still got quite a lot of tanks left alive. So we'd snap a shot at that guy, which I believe is the Draugen, like a 6.0, and we're going to move into the middle of the factory. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a factory in it, the destroyed factory. And unfortunately, we ended up only doing track damage on the side of that M46 when he came round. The M46 ends up tracking us only, because unless that M46 is firing premium, he's going to struggle to even pen the lower plate. Because like I said, the lower plate is also pretty decent on this tank. We get fairly fortunate there that the Iron Rain really didn't notice us and come to try and unload his clip, because that would have hurt. That E4 over there is just got unspotted. We actually get a nice shot straight into that guy's cupola blind, which is nice. And we're just looking for more shots across the board. I'm seeing if I can possibly look at any shots for this E4. But then we get detected. It's like, okay, no, I've got to move back up to here. I don't want to get tagged by that E4. So we're going to actually pull back out here to try and snap a shot at that batch at 12T. Unfortunately, we missed it. Now, there's one thing here that is actually going to lead to my downfall in this game. And it's the amount of shots I'm snapping and the amount of shots that I'm getting unlucky with a little bit. Like the shot on the M46 pattern when it was side on and did track damage only was unfortunate. But the amount of shots that I'm snapping here with my ammo count. Now this is a bit of a perilous situation because they've got quite a lot of tanks in front of me and it's just me. So I'm currently trying to back out of the situation. Because, you know, I don't want to get flanked. I know I was thinking that Draugen might do it, but he ended up stopping, so I wanted to get a shot or two into the Draugen. He's in the position where he could flank, right? So I was thinking, oh, I don't want him to flank, so if I can get any more shots into him, that'll be fine. But right here, I decided, you know what, I've got to deal with the situation where he could be flanking me, right? I've got to deal with that. If I take a hit from the M46 pattern while running away, so be it. I've got to take a hit to get away to stop this from happening. So we absolutely YOLO this Draugen. It's like, no sir, you're not getting away. You're not getting in behind me. Get out of here. He ends up penning us in the lower plate as we're charging towards him. And now there's this Type 4 heavy. That was the play I had to do to get out there. Because what was going to happen there is that Draugen would have got behind me and started shooting me in the ass, and that would have been an awkward crossfire between me, the Draugen, and the M46 pattern. Whereas if I just turned around, instead of backing out, if I just turned around, took the one shot from the M46 and got out to go attack the Draugen, that was more likely to lead to success. So we're attacking the M46 pattern here. I'm face-hugging him because I know he probably won't pen me. And he gets shut down. So now there's the artillery and 4 tanks. We know there's the guy over there. We know where the Type 4 Heavy is, because he was last spotted behind this building, which is where he's just got spotted. I am worried about the artillery, because obviously the artillery will be able to poop on me from over here if I attack this Type 4 Heavy. But we go around on the Type 4 Heavy, and I've just realised, when I went to pen and track a guy, I'm like, why did that pen track him? Oh, I've only got heat left. Right, okay. So, I don't know why I went for his drive wheel again there, because with heat, I was never going to pen that guy's side like that. So, I don't know why I went for that. That was silly. Waste of shots, which is something that's going to be our downfall. We'll come up behind the Type 4 Heavy, slap a shell into his rear, and we're just going to back up. We're going to back up, and then we're going to try and slap one into his cheek, and somehow ricochet the 340mm heat round off the cheek of the Type 4 Heavy. Don't know how. We pen his other cheek, like we should have done the first time. We're getting tracked, and we're only getting tracked by the CS, and we finish off the Type 4 Heavy. Oh, it's UDES, sorry. And now I'm just going to side scrape off of this Type 4 Heavy in the hope that I can get a shot at the UDES. Unfortunately, I can't quite get the shot at him. But I want to go try and finish this guy off. Now, I'm going to be mindful about my ammo now, which is... it's going to lead to my downfall. I finish off the UDES, and I think, right, what is there? There's a full health machine there, and you see it there. I'm not going to be able to do much to it with HE, so I load the HE because it's like, well, it's artillery. I'm going to be able to pen the artillery right with HE. So I've got to conserve my ammo. If I had more ammo, I wouldn't have loaded HE. Turns out it's a one-shot, and that ends up meaning that I do splash damage. I do splash damage, he ends up splashing me for 700, and his artillery friend manages to finish me off, which is really annoying and really unfortunate. If I had full ammo there, that other artillery would not have been able to splash me for 700, I would have killed him. But because I had to try and conserve my ammo, he killed me. So we finished with the Ace Tanker, the High Caliber, the Top Gun, 1,638 base XP, 6 kills, 6.2k damage, and a really nice game for the 113. It's just a shame that those artillery managed to shut me down. Like I say, that was purely because I was running out of ammo, and because I was thinking I'm not going to be able to do anything against the machine with HE, so I'm just going to load the HE and finish off the artillery because I know I'll be able to pen it. But we actually hit the gun, which is really unfortunate. It's just the way it is. So we're on to the second game. In the second game, we're on Mannheim, the greatest map in the universe that everybody loves, right? Yeah, I know. I'm thinking, where should I go? I mean, to be honest, when we play these maps, I just make it up as I go along. There is no defined place to go, really, on these maps for World War II, because they're so big, it's just completely dependent on your team. So I'm going to go over here into these sort of wooded area, hilly area, just try and use the decent gun depression over the side and try and just do something, really. Because like I say, what I found with these big maps is the fact that it tends to be you go to a flank that went well last game, and then you end up going there with one tank, 2 tanks, like we are now, and then their whole team appears. But then you could do that again the next game, and nobody appears at all. And that happens all the time. It's not like, say, on a map like Steppes, where there's a flank where heavies go in there. You'll always find some heavies and stuff like that. It just tends to be that there seems to be areas where there's really loads of action in one game, and then the next game there's nothing at all. It's just weird. So, we've managed to catch out a Sheridan and the Object 430U as they were crossing to the side. Like, I didn't know that I could get sight lines at these guys as they crossed over. So I just sort of took a punt and moved to this position in the hope that I could get something, possibly. And I'm thinking, right, okay, I'm going to move up to the rock in front of me now, try and get a bit more high ground, see if I can get some shots into the back of the 430U. But he's actually behind a rock, so we're going to take the high ground over here and see if we can get any shots at these guys below. And E4 gets spotted up, and it's like, well, that's nervous, but the T100LT goes in, so it's like, right, okay, I'm going to slap a shell into this E4. We know he's fired, I can go over. and we're looking at possibly getting a shot at the Sheridan, but an IS-7 crosses over. It's like, well, it's got to be rude not to. Get a shot into his side, we get slapped by the artillery. It's like, well, okay, I'm just going to pop another shot into this IS-7. We're shooting down on this IS-7's upper plate, which means it's easy. The E4 I thought the E4 for a second was not going to be taking any notice of us, but he's actually coming up, which is not good. I'm trying to angle up a little bit and trying to get away, but I mean, likelihood of bouncing that guy is null and void. If he's firing AP, if he's firing premium, he is penning me. This IS-7 looks like it's coming for me, so I've got to back off of this high ground. I've got to get away from it, because that E4 will probably come up again and give me a big slap, and we don't want that. So we're just going to swivel round and get out, because I don't want to take the hit from the IS-7. So we're going to slide down this way, and we're going to try and possibly get some shots into the enemies attacking our friends. So again, attacking this IS-7, 430U, etc, etc. So I kind of want to push up to this similar position that I was in a minute or two ago, because I know that was quite an effective position. This IS-7 is actually rushing my 430U. Unfortunately, we do track damage only to him. We're going to fully aim this shot, make sure it goes straight into his lower plate, and we shut him down because the 430U penned him. Now there's just the other 430U in that corner, the original 430U, and he's probably going to get dealt with by ours, which he does. Now I'm coming over this way because I'm thinking maybe the E4's still over here. The light tanks have ran away and gone behind our team over there, and I'm thinking, well, if this E4's still here, there's still a 705A as well. I'm thinking, right, okay, I'll get some shots into these guys from behind, surprise them, you know. So we get up behind this guy. I'm hoping that I can really stay hull down here. We'll go for the tracks. We track and pen the 705A, which is exactly what we wanted. We wanted to pin him in place, boost our DPM with food to get the most out of it. Track and pen the 705A again, put him in his place. Then the Sheridan's running away that way, and I'm thinking, right, well, I'll try and shoot him, but unfortunately he was just too quick to get away. And now it is time to go after the light tanks. Now this could be dangerous, because obviously I've not got the best reload in the universe. It's pretty decent for 440 alpha on this 122. But an auto-loading 3090 with 390 each, him dropping his whole clip into me, Sheridan hitting me with one, they'll kill me. So it's quite dangerous to go after an auto-loader and a single shot, two light tanks in a platoon like this. But it's like, okay, I'm just going after him. Hello there, 13105. Surprise! Now I've got to focus the 13105 there to get rid of him. We retrack him, finish him off, and now we've just got this Sheridan. Now the Sheridan, I'm just going to go towards him, hopefully get in his face, because he will bounce off my upper plate, and we shut him down. I bet that 13105 was really surprised when I came around the corner and ran straight into me. I don't think he was expecting me, a 113 unspotted, to just appear around the corner. No, I don't think he was expecting that at all. So now we're going to push forwards to see if we can get some shots into the side of this Death Star, because the Death Star is in the middle of the open, which means that, you know, I could possibly get shots at him. So yeah, because that is one thing about Mannheim, right? Mannheim is, if you are fighting in this middle area, pretty much anybody can pop up through any side street and they will have shots at you in this middle area, and that is quite annoying. Now we unfortunately ricocheted off of the Progetto 65 there. Progetto 65 is one of those tanks with really irritating armour, which is absolutely terrible, but at the same time angled really well, so that if shells hit it, it just bounces, right? So I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to go after this T-95, but we're going to see if we can get a shot at this Death Star. It doesn't seem like we're going to get any at him. Let's go after this T-95 and hurt him. He's got a medium tank on his left, which he is definitely preoccupied with. I keep trying to snap a shot at him. I should learn from the last game that I don't have that much ammo. And we're just looking for a fateful shot under the bridge. Now obviously he could possibly hit me, but we're looking for slim shots like this Cupola through the bridge. Unfortunately we hit the bridge, which it's a really slim shot, right? But it's literally a pixel. We're trying to look for it, but we can't quite reach it. He's turning to face the medium tank because we're clearly not driving out in front of him. And I'm right, okay, he's turned away now. We're going to go get a shot into his side because we can get one perfectly under that bridge. But he's charging our friend, so it's like, right, well, okay, I'm just going to drive up and finish you off then. And hopefully I'll get a shot into his butt, his big juicy buttocks, and we get that in, and we're going to go turn swivel, 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 and go for the TD, the medium, and the heavy. That, well, we know where they are because we were looking at them earlier on. It's the Progetto, the Death Star, and something else. Or is the Death Star dead? The Death Star might be dead. I didn't see the team listing them. But we're going after him. It's a full health 60 TP. The Progetto, who's really unhealthy. Yeah, and the Death Star that's still alive. The Death Star deletes one of our 40-30U. And I'm kind of making a slight error in judgment here. Because I'm going after this Death Star. We snap a shot, unfortunately miss it. And I got detected there. And this Death Star has clearly turned for me. I don't have the hit points for him if he pens with AP. Hesh, less likely to pen and kill me here. Not pen me, but splash and kill me. We end up angling in towards the building there, which means that he doesn't kill us with it. And again, I'm making mistakes. Because what I didn't realise, which is something I've just realised now while going round him, which is why I've made this play to run around him and go this way, is that I only have heat left. So I couldn't pen and track him again. So I couldn't pen and track him in that awkward position. Now we're getting shot by the Progetto. We've got to shut down the Progetto because he's going to kill us. The Death Star's coming round. It's like, oh god, this guy's probably going to kill me. But he overshoots, and we're just going to use the good mobility of the 113 to keep going around this bloke. Like I say, like, he completely overshot there. And it gave us that window to just drive past him, and we managed to get lucky, really, and kill him. And we finished that game with 7 kills, 6.7k damage, 1600 assistance, Ace Tanker, Devastator, High Caliber, Top Gun, and 1821 base XP. And a very nice game for the 113, which is a pretty nice tank. Should you go for it over the 5.8? No, because the 5.8 is definitely better. But this tank is pretty damn decent. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!